So my next city was Gouda, or Gouda, as everyone calls it. My parents still tease me about it. So it's like the cheese staple of Holland. Every Thursday they have a cheese market, and all of the locals are walking around with their little wooden shoes and just tons of displays of cheese, and this constantly smells like cheese throughout the week. And they take pride in that. And, there's, plastic rounds of cheese on strings that hang in between, the buildings in the centrum. And so Gouda was a very fun city. I served there over the summer, and so it was really, really hot and humid. And for the short period of time that Holland actually gets warm weather, and that was just a very fun area. I had very fun companions who I got along with, and we just worked really hard. And so, being that this area was really small, we had several other areas. And so sometimes we'd get on a bus and be on a bus for an hour, or get on the train and be on the train for, half hour, 45 minutes just to get out to this area so that we could do some work. And so it was time consuming to get from one place to another, but it was an awesome opportunity to talk to people on the trains. And we met a lot of tourists there as well. And so a lot of times conversations would turn English, because they were either tourist or the Dutch just wanted to practice their English. And so, it was always this confliction of, well, wait, we're trying to speak your language, but you want to speak ours. And so that was a very, very interesting experience. But there is someone who I want to talk about from Gouda. Her name is Aurora. She was 17 at the time, and my current companion and her last companion were the ones to have found her. And so she was still kind of new in the lessons, and she's half Dutch and half English, or British, and she just has, such an open mind. She was so curious, and her parents were divorced, and her father was a religious teacher or a preacher, some degree of religious authority, and her mother was not religious at all. But Aurora was special. She was genuine. She wanted to learn. She wanted to understand for herself, and she's very quiet. And so sometimes I didn't know how to approach things. I sometimes felt kind of awkward that I was just kind of rambling and didn't really know what more to say or how to help her. But she just had this spirit about her that we just wanted to be with her all the time. We just wanted to talk to her all the time. And we had this lesson once where we were talking about the word of wisdom. And in Holland, a lot of people drink tea. And so you have to distinguish between, green tea or herbal tea. And herbal tea, again, it's everyone's personal choice and decision. But herbal tea was okay. And so we just had this long lesson about the word of wisdom. And then we were going to watch a conference talk with her. And she had brought these cookies. And we started eating the cookies. And then my companion asked what flavor they were. And they were coffee-flavored cookies. And she felt so bad. We were just like, we started laughing, and she felt so bad that we just had this lesson, and then she gave us coffee cookies, and it was just a really funny moment. And but to have seen her reaction, and to have seen that she took what we were sharing with her so personally, and accepted it, and not because we were telling her that this is right and this is wrong, but she took it and she felt something and she wanted to apply it to her life. And that's when we knew that we wanted to ask her to be baptized, and to make that personal commitment. And she agreed. She said yes. And because she was 17, she had to get permission from her parents, and she didn't get it. And so we had to wait till she was 18. And it was sad because it was really hard on her. And she ended up moving to New Zealand. She just wanted, a fresh start. She wanted to get away, and so our ward mission leader helped arrange for her to get there and have a place to stay, and so she got there, and a couple weeks later, once she was 18, or maybe it was a couple months, but after some time, I got an email, and there she was, standing in white on her baptismal day, and it just filled me with such great joy to have seen that she was patient and she waited, but she didn't let that time stop her, that she continued to do the things that she wanted to do, not necessarily that she felt like she was forced to do. And now she is just conquering the world, and she is someone who I was truly touched and honored to have met. To have met a young woman who was so willing and strong to change her life at such a young age, and she's just a dear friend to me, and that was just a very, very incredible thing to have experienced. And there's several other people in that city that I could talk about who were willing to give up everything to join the church, and I think that was something that I learned there, was it doesn't matter how much you have, but that they are willing to sacrifice everything that they have for the things that they care and hold true to their heart. And I think that's what makes Gouda a treasure, a special place, is that everything they own is a treasure, and they will do what they can to protect it.